All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Tonight is Cleansing Call. We are going to be talking about cleansing, or what other people outside of our world may think of as detoxing, detoxification, intermittent fasting, just keeping the body clean. But what we have discovered is a super simple way to do this. And it's something that quite a few of us have done often, some of us for years, and we just find it's one of the best ways for us to kind of reset the body, reset our minds, and put the body into action. So we're going to go over some specifics. I've got a couple guests who are going to speak about what they love about cleansing, and then we're going to go over the particulars on how to do it, some extra things that we can do while we're cleansing. Please feel free to ask questions, put them in the chat, or if you're watching this afterwards, reach out to us. But the first thing I want to share is that it's a gentle cleanse. The biggest question that people have is this going to make me stay, where you know what I'm talking about, all day long? And that's not the case. It's an extremely gentle cleanse. So we're going to go over the particulars, nothing to be afraid of whatsoever. Like I said, so many of us do this on a regular basis and for years. So let's start it off. My name is Stephanie Beebe. I have been cleansing this way for 7 years. And what it has done for me, the biggest things that I have experienced is it resets my brain, my mind. Because I know, especially during the holidays, I kind of dive a little bit more into sugar than I should. And so immediately, as soon as I do a cleanse day or 2 days, which is the max we're going to ask you to do, my mind gets reset. And all of a sudden, I don't have those cravings any longer. So that's one of the biggest things that I've experienced. My second favorite is it removes cellulite. And I love that because I have a generation after generation of women who have hereditary cellulite. So this is one way for us to tighten up the skin, make the back of the legs look better. And no matter where we're going, we can just immediately go into action and feel more confident about what we look like, especially if we're going to the beach or the pool or wherever we're going to be, because that is hereditary for me. So I want to bring on a couple friends who have gone through cleansing and just have them share a little bit about their experiences and what they love. Kimberly, I've got you on my upper left. Do you mind starting us off?
No, not at all. I am so excited to share. Okay, what I'm going to show briefly is I'm locked and loaded with all of the goodies that you can now have on cleanse days. I've been cleansing for 5 years. I released a total of 48 pounds on Isagenix. And the best I ever feel is actually my second day of cleansing. I do 2 days together because day one, you're cleansing your liver. You're a 20% fat burn. Day two, you're cleansing all your other organs. And you're an 80% fat burn. And I love, because I'm 51, that on that second day, your own body starts to produce human growth hormone, which is amazing. And I just feel I have more energy. I feel flatter. My tummy's flatter. And I just to kind of help you out. Steph, are you going to Wednesday tracker in the snacks, or? I can. Be sure if you don't have this image, the cleanse day tracker, be sure to get it, because our cleansing, when I first started cleansing, it was, basically you had to have a couple of Scooby snack wafers and that was it. And now we have all these choices. And I'm just going to change my screen here real quick and go over like e-shots. These are all the things that I use, and I'll be brief. Isagenix Harvest Thins. I actually put these in a bowl. I put some of the chocolates in a bowl and my snack tablets, and I snack on them all day long, little bits at a time, not too much. But the e-shots and the Bia energy drink are my favorites. But you can do the peanut butter snack bites now. You can have greens. You can have collagen bone broth. the Harvest Thins, and we have these new ones. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Garlic and herb. And then my cleanse favorite, we have the berry, but I love the peach mango. And I just utilize all of these as tools amongst drinking my cleanse drink, and I'm able to cleanse where I never was. I tried to do detoxing before Isagenix. I was never successful. I always felt like rotisserie my children at the end of the day. Now I can go a whole 2 days, and then I just make sure that my first meal off of my cleanse is a shake, because it kind of reintroduces you to food. But I tell everybody about cleansing because it literally changes your health. It changed mine. I have autoimmune, and it really, intermittent fasting is the best thing if you suffer from autoimmune, because it just helps your immune system, your whole body. Anyway, sorry, I'm going on for a long time, but I just want to share that.
Well, I love it because you can tell your enthusiasm about cleansing. And so many people just don't get it, and they get nervous, or they're scared that they can't eat for a day or 2 days or whatever it is. And so you just explained that yes, we do. We do still eat specific cleanse approved products that our scientists have made that allow, and what the whole purpose is to allow the liver and the kidneys to really, we want them to detox. We want them to starve themselves so that they work amongst themselves and release all these toxins. So it's great because we do get to enjoy a little bit. There's a very specific way that you want to enjoy those extra things, but we have them available, and it makes all the difference to a cleanse day. All right, Kelly Campbell, I know you've had some great experience with cleansing, and you didn't do it, and you don't do it for weight loss. Can you share what you love about cleansing?
So I do cleansing a lot of different ways. And first of all, I'm using a new mic today. Can you hear me okay? Great. I've done the full day cleanse, where I have my last meal of the day in an evening, and then I wake up the next morning and do my cleanse all day, go to sleep, and have my meal the next day. So a full day cleanse isn't just a 24-hour cleanse, it's 24 hours plus your sleep. And that's how I always did a cleanse until Stephanie challenged me one day and said, "What, you've never done a 2-day cleanse?" And I just didn't have an interest. I wasn't trying to lose weight. I'd already lost my weight with Isagenix, and I was maintaining. And I was a little bit concerned, I won't be able to work out because I'll be weak or whatever. So I started doing the 2-day cleanses, and I loved it. Now, I don't do a 2-day cleanse regularly. I kind of let my body lead and let my body tell me, because now that I've gotten my body in a healthy place, what it tells me I can make more sense of. Before you get your body to a healthy place, it's a little harder to be listening to what do I need to do. But it's wonderful to get your body to a healthy place with the shake system and the other products, and then you can start to, that experience is really, really helpful. But a cleanse is good for so many things, and it seems to have different effects for different people. Some people do it because they believe it's helping their immune system, it's helping to fight stress, helping the liver, as has already been mentioned today. A lot of people talk about the clarity, the mental clarity that they get when they do a cleanse. I'll often do a cleanse when I just feel crummy, when I can't figure out why I'm a little bloated, and my usual probiotics aren't helping with that. Maybe I've experienced enough stress that I've dumped a lot of cortisol into my system, and I'm just not processing my nutrition the same way. And I just know it's time for a cleanse. And I'll do a 1-day or a 2-day cleanse, and almost always feel so much better. And when I did a 2-day cleanse recently, I actually went ahead and did hot yoga. I think on the second day, I went ahead and pushed myself a little bit, and it was the best I've done. I was like so in tune, because yoga is physical and mental, and that clarity kicked in, and I was just so in tune with my body and movement. I was doing moves that I don't always do that well. So that was kind of a funny experience. And I make myself and other people who I've helped connect with Isagenix, I make them a little, just kind of a little schedule. This slips right in a plastic baggie. So we fill our shaker cup with our cleanse liquid. We put all our little ingredients that we're going to have, a natural accelerator or a snack or isodolite or a hydrate or a bone broth. That all fits in a little plastic baggie, and I go out the door. My husband goes out the door with a shaker cup and a baggie, and that's the day. And it just helps me stay on track. I've also done some nightly cleanses where maybe I just wanted to do a partial cleanse for whatever reason. And I've had some customers who don't want to try to do a full day cleanse, and we'll ease them in with a part of a day cleanse or an evening cleanse. So it's just wonderful that it's a flexible program.
So awesome, Kelly. And I love how you talked about the differences of how we can cleanse and what it does. And that mental clarity is huge, because how many people do we know walking around with brain fog? And that's when I know I need to cleanse too. When I start to feel that brain fog come on, the first thing I do is cleanse, because it's just a way to reset, get rid of the sugar that's causing that brain fog, and go back into that energetic state. Thank you so much, Kelly. All right, I want to bring one more person on, and Jackie Russell, if you can tell us, you're a little bit newer to the program and haven't even been cleansing for a full year yet. What are you experiencing when you cleanse?
Yeah, so I have only been cleansing for about 5 or 6 months. And I am in the process of dropping weight right now. And I love when I cleanse. I always lose like 3 pounds. So that's always a bonus. But like Kelly was talking about, you've been talking about, Kimberly's been talking about, is when I started doing the 2-day cleanses is when I really felt a difference in my body. At first, I was just doing the 1-day cleanses, which was great. But when I started doing the 2-day cleanses, that's when I really started feeling more energy, which I never thought would happen because I'm not eating as much, right? I'm having some snacks. I love Bia. Whenever I cleanse, I love Bia. It's first thing I have in the morning, and it keeps me going for quite some time. I also do the evening cleanse. Whenever I go out to eat or I have like cake or something like that, I always do a cleanse before bedtime. And just like you were talking about, Stephanie, about the resetting your brain. Because for me, I loved soda. I loved sweet stuff before using Isagenix, and I don't have those cravings anymore. So for me, that cleansing is huge because it was a big barrier for me. You know, I couldn't stop eating and drinking yucky stuff. So that's what it's doing for me so far.
That is awesome. The one thing that I absolutely love about our program in general, but especially the cleanse, is it takes away the guilt. And I think that's something that is so important when we're looking at a nutrition program. And for those that are in this for the weight loss, we tend to bring on guilt for whatever reason, whether we're thinking about eating or drinking something or whether we actually do. And then we believe in our minds that we've sabotaged the whole thing. And it's not the true. It's just not true at all. And with this item called Cleanse for Life, which I love Isagenix for putting this together. It was our second product that was ever made 17 years ago, that they've taken away that guilt. Now, of course, we have to do everything in moderation, and we can't just use this as our ability to live that type of lifestyle. But when we do, if we do enjoy something a little bit more than we should, or we have something that we shouldn't have, we have an answer to help get rid of it in the body so that we feel better the next day. You know, sometimes when you go out for dinner and maybe you have steak or a steak and potatoes or a glass of wine or something like that to go with it, usually we feel so tired afterwards. And then the next morning, bloated and puffy, and that brain fog that Kelly was talking about, all those things that happen from eating that food, we can diminish that. and do it on a much lower key, where if, like Jackie said, if we have 2 scoops or 2 servings of the Cleanse for Life before bed, we can help our bodies to remove some of that toxin, that sodium, that salt, all of those things, and allow our bodies to get back to the natural state. So what is cleansing? And thank you guys all so much for sharing your cleansing stories. Appreciate that so much. But what is cleansing? Cleansing is a way to target fat loss, but maintain muscle. It's a way to keep your metabolism in check. It's not one of those crazy funky diets that really messes up the metabolism once you're finished. This is something we can do over and over. We have a specific amount that you should do every single month for maintenance, as well as if you're really trying to work hard on something, but you shouldn't do more than. And that's all done so that our bodies stay in check, our organs are being fed correctly. But what's in here? It's chock full of antioxidants, ashwagandha, turmeric, aloe vera. The first product, the main ingredient, is aloe vera. We all know how good it is to allow aloe vera to seep through our bodies, and it's from the heart of aloe vera. So it's only the best of the best ingredients. It's a detoxification of our body, and it's helping to remove that inflammation and toxins. So you heard everyone mention 1 day, 2 day, daily, nightly, different things like that. It's purely a choice as to what you do, but you want to look at your goals. What are you trying to achieve? Right? If you're in it for weight loss, you really need to give it as much as possible. If you're in it for performance, again, you want to give it as much as possible. All depends on your goals. But I have a lot of customers who just want to get rid of the inflammation. Their necks hurt, their shoulders hurt, they're discovering lots of different discomfort in their body. And they're just really focused on helping their bodies remove that. So a lot of them just take 2 servings of this before they go to bed every night. And it helps them to feel better in the morning. Now, on the day 1, what's happening in our body is where we're removing a lot of that inflammation, a lot of that excess water weight, right, that our body carries. And as a disclaimer, none of these products are here to cure, prevent, or treat diseases. It's filling and flooding your body with nutrition. So please just know that this is food that we know floods the body with nutrition that most people aren't receiving anymore, and good things happen when that happens. All right, so on day 1, we're removing all of that excess water weight. You heard quite a few of the team members earlier talk about losing weight and losing those 3, 5, maybe 6 pounds. That usually happens on day 1 because of that extra water weight that's being flushed out. Now, one important ingredient and product is water. You've got to have the water. If you're drinking the cleanse and you're going through the cleansing experience, but you're not drinking enough water, you're removing the toxins from your organs, but you're not removing them from your body. So it's so important. We strongly recommend half of your body weight in ounces of water every single day, and even more when you cleanse, right? I need to be drinking about 80 ounces of water. My body feels fabulous when I drink 124 ounces of water. So I've just learned my number, and I experiment, and I find that. All right, day 2. Day 2 is really truly when we remove the majority of the toxins in our body. So if you're really trying to go deep, that's what you want to stay in it for day 2. We don't do day 3. We end it at the end of the 48 hours. And like, I think it was Kelly that mentioned, we do the majority of it when we're sleeping, which is fabulous. So if you're nervous about starting, and if you haven't done this before and you're just not willing to go all in, you can even do a 12-hour just to get a little experience. Start it maybe at 6 p.m. and go until 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. the next day, right? We really truly need a minimum of 16 hours in order to get a true detoxification process. But I always tell people that something is better than nothing. So whatever you're willing to do, but if you can go all 48 hours, that's when you're going to experience these things that people were sharing with us earlier. And cleansing is amazing. We see different things happen. The face clears up, the energy pops. You're full of life. I have heard stories from people cleansing their first time who are so full of energy that they were cleaning out their garage. They had no idea that this was going to happen, but they had so much energy that they had to do something with it. So pick a day. Then I also have other people who get nervous about cleansing and they don't know how they're going to handle it. Pick a day that you're busy. Pick a day that you're not going to be sitting around watching TV, watching commercials, or who watches commercials anymore? But you don't want to flip through a food magazine. You want to stay away from that. You want to stay busy. I have a lot of people who get nervous about doing this while they're working, but that's actually the best time to do it. Stay busy. Stay focused on what you do best, what you know best, and don't let your mind wander. Now, you will have trips to the bathroom. That will happen because you're going through a lot of water, but that's what you're going to experience. So again, why do we do this? To make the body feel amazing. Now, right now I have a little bit of a cold flu. I'm cleansing tomorrow. Part of it to help me get rid of this. So whenever we start to feel a little sick, we start to feel a little bug come on, cleansing is actually one of the best things we can do for ourselves. Get rid of those germs, right? Get rid of the inflammation, the toxins, the things that have come, the spores and the germs that have come in from the air. You want to cleanse that out and get rid of it. All right, what else? People do it for weight loss. That is definitely a big part of it if that's what you're interested in. But don't worry, if you're not interested in weight loss, our bodies are smart. Our bodies are going to do what they're supposed to do. So if you've got that stubborn fat that's just not going away, those sticky 3, 5, 10 pounds that you cannot lose, try a cleanse. Break it with a shake. If you've got more than that, we want to keep you constantly going through that, because the more you cleanse, the deeper it goes, the more you can lose. But if your body's exactly where you want it to be and you're looking for better performance, great, bring it on. This is going to make your body perform at its highest level. I've had a lot of athletes do this, and some of the responses I get from them were, one, he had 3% body fat. We didn't know what he was going to experience, so I had him take pictures. And he showed his before and after picture of a 1-day cleanse. For him, it's all about making the body pop, right? The muscle, the veins. And that's exactly what happened to him. Another one who is like the supreme athlete in every way, what he experienced was sleep. He wasn't sleeping well, and his mind would constantly wander. Every time he cleansed, his body relaxed, and he was able to go through a sleep. Now, I give this to my son who has some autoimmune issues as well, and every time he's got a really big flare up, he cleanses. He can take the little bottles with him when he's traveling and I'm not going to be there. And he knows he has that security that he can take those bottles and he can feel better because he's flooding his body with aloe vera. So it gives him that security where otherwise he might get into his own head about what am I going to do if a flare up happens. So there's so many ways, and we can literally go on and on and on about what cleansing does for us. Please get to the person who invited you here. Ask them these questions that you have. I want to briefly just go over the schedule with you. And Kimberly talked about some of the extras, some of the extra things that we can do, which is phenomenal. And when we are cleansing, you have a choice of a powder or a liquid, completely up to you. Just know that if you do the liquid, it does need to stay refrigerated. But if you're traveling, and guys, I won't travel without cleanse, ever. I don't travel without much of my product, but cleanse is the #1 priority. And I always take extra because we're eating different foods. I'm on an airplane. These germs are airborne, right? Different things can happen to me. I don't want other people's issues coming into my body as much as possible. So I'm going to do what I can to protect myself. All right. So you can do a lot of things. People get nervous that they can't eat. And what's happening is mentally, you're getting nervous that you're not going to be able to put food in your mouth. Trust me, I go through it. I still go through it today. But it's not a big deal because we can. We have different things like electrolytes and vitamin C. We have our energy drinks that also give brain focus and happiness. They increase the serotonin. The BIA that you heard about takes away cravings. It's full of antioxidants. It's actually fruits and vegetables. So it's giving your body food, but it's giving your brain that food that you feel you need. And when I point that out, it's not against you. This is just the general population of people are like, I need food, but you're receiving food. These 2 servings, when you do a full day's worth of servings, you're getting 2,400 calories of nutrients in your brain. So you're not starving whatsoever. It's just the mindset of not being able to put food in your mouth. But again, you can. We have chocolates. Kimberly mentioned the peanut butter bites. Oh my gosh, they're little protein peanut butter bites. They're incredible. You can make yourself a green tea, all right? And you can have different teas. You can have coffee. You just want to do things a little specifically so that we don't take the body out of the detoxification process. So what does a day look like? A day starts and everyone does it a little bit different. I'm just going to kind of go with the general plan, but the day starts with your vitamins. If you're taking vitamins, still continue to take your vitamins. And then you want to have a serving of your cleanse, a serving of Ionix, which is a stress reliever, also takes away cravings. A little bit later, if you want to go with your metabolism booster, especially if you are in this for weight loss. This again, it's just food that you normally do. There's green tea, apple cider vinegar, and cayenne pepper in here. So it's regular foods that we know put our body into action. All right, then you have some kind of snack, and that could be one of our whey chips. We have 5 different flavors. We have dairy-free, plant-based, everything's gluten-free, soy-free, MSG-free. These are pure, clean ingredients. So you have your choice of flavors. Then you want to have another serving and then another snack, maybe that ice snack that Kimberly talked about. It keeps your blood sugar levels stable, but it also melts fat and it helps cramps. So if you're in it to just really keep your body in check, those ice snacks are the best. They really are. Then you have another serving of these and then another snack. Maybe it's the BIA and you can just drink on that throughout the day. And then you have one more serving of these. Basically, you're having 8 servings, 2 servings 4 times a day, or you can do 1 serving 8 times a day, however you want to do it. I have done 3 servings a couple times a day. It doesn't work as good. You want to stick with 2 servings 4 times a day, or 1 serving 8 times a day. And then before you go to bed, still continue with your flush. This helps the organs to calm down because they've been working super hard, right? And then it does help to put you into a deep sleep and provide that better digestion, which is one of the reasons why we're doing a cleanse. All right, so that kind of gives you a really good idea of a schedule. It's all written out for you. We have videos. You'll have a coach. When you start this program, please get in touch with the coach, the person who helped you, because they will walk you through this hand in hand. We want everyone to be successful and have the best shake days and cleanse days possible. And one of the biggest tips I can give you is always break your cleanse days with a shake. Right? I know you're going to be hungry that next day, but you want to break it with a shake. You want to give your body 72 vitamins and minerals and really fill your body with those nutrients. Then you can go on with your day. But the best thing you can do is keep it filled with protein, vegetables, more fiber, more water. Really concentrate on the day before and the day after you cleanse. You did all of that work. Give your body the best that you possibly can. And that's what we have today for Cleanse Days. I'm going to open it up for questions and see if you guys have any questions about cleansing, anything that you've experienced, anything that you would like to share. Thank you guys